Oh, man, it's lit in here, Nick. It is lit, bro. This is
Hot.
one of the first times I've said I am hot in Georgia right now. I am freezing
Oh, you
all
were
the
hitting
time.
push-ups
I wasn't
before.
supposed. I'm trying to get my body temperature up, man. I feel like I should be hibernating right now, and I am just out in the cold. It's raining.
Slow Cali boy.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm so glad I'm going home for a few weeks here. We got a giveaway coming up for you. My name is Rainy. This is Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. And, of course, we got giveaways like I mentioned. If you link your Twitch account and your Hi-Rez account, you will be able to get free stuff just for watching Paladins game. That's right, just for watching, leaving your screen open on twitch.tv/Paladins game. You don't even have to chat. You will be getting free stuff in-game when you log into Paladins. There's a chance to do that. It's not guaranteed, but definitely give yourself that chance. And, of course, the exclamation point giveaway that everybody loves to spam. Just hit it once. Enter that giveaway on Gleam and, of course, in YouTube. Put that into the description, and you're good there. We got a game coming up, Nick, though, that I think needs no description, needs no title, so I won't even title it. We won't even say what the names of the teams are.
The big boys from Burrito.
No!
It's been so long.
You did it!
Laizy, Bird, Thiel,
Yeah, man.
SunCommander.
It's
all
crazy.
those big dudes going to be coming back out. It's been so long since we had the chance to see them play. I'm very excited to see if MooseSports can stand the test here.
Yeah.
Can weather the storm. Ice Mine's going to be banned out from Burrito, Timber Mill from MooseSports, Serpent Beach locked in.
And as we progress into this game, I think for me, I'm just looking at seeing if there's anything new Burrito have kind of brought into their lineup. They've been
This is where
very
you want to
consistent,
try it out.
and this is a good opportunity for them before they place T69 in the finals. What you would assume would go, unless MooseSports pulls a huge upset here, what they'll be picking and what they've tried and what they've come up with in this kind of absence in time they've had to practice this game. And wow, that's surprising. Evie gets picked up.
Yeah, so that's probably going to go to Bird in this scenario. MooseSports have the chance to answer back now, thinking long and hard about this one. Burrito, I think, is a team that excels so much so in the draft phase. It's a team that really set themselves apart from the pack when drafting came out. Bird, I believe, is their captain, was a former Smite coach for the Smite team Titan. So he has all the picks and bans strategy in his head. He is a coach, captain, a leader for these guys, and one of the best Evies in the business.
Absolutely. And you see Cassie and Makiii here given to MooseSports. But Burrito actually being able to, use this Evie pick as a flex pick, because you said it's going to go to Bird, but Laizy plays one of the best Evies in the world. And so, of course, being able to see that as an option for first pick, that gives them a lot of opportunities now to flesh out their roster and react to what MooseSports is going to put on the table, as Androxus and Fernando are picked for Burrito.
Definitely SunCommander likely to be playing that Androxus. Thiel, I would imagine, is going to be on. Fernando Maldamba will be the selection for MooseSports here. So they leave the Drogos on the table as well. I would imagine that Burrito would pick it up if MooseSports doesn't grab it here.
Yeah, there's a good opportunity here. Like you mentioned, and Drogos is selected by MooseSports, and so the final two picks of this champion draft, there are no bans, but the ability for them to draft these champions and make sure that they're the only ones playing it on their team is what isolates and I think separates Paladins here when you look at this and all the new viewers joining how this works.
Going to play Shaolin?
So
we haven't seen Burrito. I don't think we've seen Burrito and Shaolin be in the competitive scene at the same time.
Yeah, Shaolin is the most recent champion outside of Tyra, and so we've had this kind of hiatus for 3 weeks. I definitely don't think we've seen Shaolin on Burrito, and there's Ying picked up to answer the healing question, and Buck actually selected on MooseSports as the healer. Maldamba was picked up third. So this is the lineup, Nick. What are you giving the edge to in just terms of a raw draft here on Serpent Beach?
I like MooseSports draft, but I know who the players on Burrito are. Makiii, I think, is a great answer to Androxus being able to go straight through that reversal as well. SunCommander is actually going to be on the Shaolin there. That's a very good answer, I think, to the Buck, though, the Planet being that. Makiii also very good against Shaolin when he goes into Planet. The boys of Burrito, Thiel, it's been a long time, but he will be on Fernando. Bird on Androxus. It's been a while since I've seen that, actually. Spunkki going to be on the Ying, supporting everyone on his squad. Laizy on Evie, and SunCommander on the Desert Wind.
And
Shaolin.
on the side of MooseSports, second on Moldamba, Sorsa will be on Buck, Waters on Cassie, Makiii on that infamous Drogos, and WesTo on the ancient Raging Maturtle. As he heads out to battle, we'll watch him and see where his pattern is, where he decides to flank. Shaolin, however, looking for those long distance arrows to do a ton of damage, and all of a sudden you see Laizy already in the midst of the fight. One shot, two shot, blink, and that's gonna do it. See you later, WesTo. Makiii gets the kill onto Bird, however, and so despite having such a kind of roster that is so dominant and has been so prevalent, we're seeing some even play here by MooseSports and Burrito at this first objective.
Yeah, MooseSports in the lead on the capture point right now. No one in complete control of it. Nice stun, though, coming out from SunCommander. Going to give them the opportunity to make it another one. Makii's going to go down as well. Buck, you don't want to leap under that. Planet is available. Bird looking for the big flank, and so is Laizy.
Laizy and Bird, what a dangerous duo of damage. And as they continue to fire off with Thiel supporting them in the front line, this is just a dominant and very signature move we've seen Burrito pull off. They love to put this Fernando in that front line and just have him zone like nobody's business, and Laizy and Bird can follow up on that. And with 93% ticking on the objective, this is clearly going to be Burrito taking the first capture for their first debut back in the Paladins esports scene. They lead 1-0.
I feel such a connection with Thiel because he is me when I play Paladins. He takes the frontliners and he heads straight out to the back line, just so aggressive. Look at where he is right now. He is diving the back line. He's chilling. He is content to just be pressuring out these squishies, and it's one of Fernando's strengths. Fernando strong all over the battlefield. Thiel, very well known for this style of play. He's also here to provide peel for Laizy and for Bird. If they ever get low, if they ever get poked out, he has the opportunity to shield them as well. It just makes them that much more dangerous as flankers.
It's like back in school when you had that one assignment that you knew was going to take so much time, and you set the whole weekend for it, and then your teacher on Friday gives you another little math quiz to study for on Monday or something else. You're like, dang, I already have my weekend plan. I already have so much work to do. That's what Fernando provides for Bird and Laizy. They've already got to deal with two of the best damage champions in the game, and then Thiel comes along with his Fernando, and it's like, I got to deal with you too? It's just unreasonable. And there it is. WesTo's not able to stand with it. Bird gets a double kill as well. And finally, you see him snowballing this, going for more. He has the accursed arm, but he doesn't want to use it. It would be a waste of resources, he thinks. But there it is. The Moldamba gets the kill, and spunkki falling off with some great damage to complement his damage dealers. And the push is successful for Burrito, dominating as anticipated.
2-0 goes Burrito for Havens. Haven 2 now online for Laizy and for Bird. Thiel has the Cauterize 2 online. Gonna be looking to shut down all the healing coming out from second. Leading the charts is going to be Laizy's Evie, followed closely by SunCommander Shaolin. Bird on that Androxus, leading the best of the rest there. Pretty much sitting around 13K for the rest of the pack. Coming down the items for MooseSports, the Makiii will be picking up Wrecker, trying to chew through Thiel's shield, which I don't know how much I agree with, because I personally only saw Thiel pop the shield up once just to eat a quick rocket, and then he dropped it and continued to just beat Thiel. Thiel's not somebody who keeps his shield up for a very long time.
And as you can see, movement is so concise, so coordinated here, but already Laizy's got a lot of damage left onto him. The Cassie reveal comes out, and so MooseSports has the upper edge in terms of being able to know where they're coming from, but doesn't matter if they can't avoid the damage. Moldamba is being spotted out and focused, but at this moment they know they've got to send their attention to the Buck. They actually end up taking out WesTo first, get rid of the front line. Here's the Dragon's Fury. They're looking for him, and in the air, SunCommander and Bird take down the Flying Dragon. And Bird, although the Moldamba ultimate is used on him, he gets the safe survival thanks to his Laizy friend, his Laizy teammate, doing lazy things, taking down the Moldamba.
Speaking of Laizy, he's out here dismounting everyone, finding pop shots, just being an absolute terror. They are running from Laizy. They do not want to stop and fight him. He's trying to use the horse to just get away, just survive just a little bit longer. He's not having any of it. Capturing the point already is Burrito. Thiel being Thiel in the back line, falling pretty low though, will have the shield available to get out. Bird's in a rough spot, hits the nether step, is able to get out for now, but Buck is on his trail.
And will that trail come to an end with a death, or will he survive? It seems like the latter proves to be true at this moment in time. And Bird, nether stepping, gaining a little bit of health through those nether steps thanks to his loadout. But great time to jump, but he still can't fight Bird. Sorsa outplayed by the Androxus, by the man who can flex pick so many damage champions. And Bird, one of the most mechanically and smart gifted players here in Paladins. He hits another shot. Laizy following up onto him, and the Waters goes down thanks to Bird. Laizy's doing so much work in the back line, zoning them out. SunCommander following up from long range with the Shaolin, sniping the Drogos in the air. But on the ground, that's what matters. The payload pushes in, and Burrito cleaned this one up.
4-0 there in just over 8 minutes. A big problem for MooseSports there was they weren't finishing their kills. We saw Thiel escape with probably less than 10% health. Bird narrowly escaped. You need to capitalize these kills. You need to finish when it comes to Burrito. These players will come back to bite you in the butt if you're unable to take them down.
Looking at these stats, though, what's surprising to me is, the 1 deaths, right, on Thiel, the Laizy, spunkki, and SunCommander. Okay, they didn't die very much. Bird, a little bit aggressive here. Bird feeding, he's got to go back to the drawing board, practice a little bit in the training shooting range.
I feel like there's a bird feeder pun to be made here.
There could be, but we're not going to do that. Makiii is the one actually on the dragon that was actually still at 2 deaths, Nick, despite his team having this kind of huge dying theme going on playing against Burrito. Still 2 deaths and the most damage, still effective and positioning well. Makiii is really showing to be a great Drogos.
Yeah, sorsa getting a lot of damage done as well. It's just a matter, can they confirm the kills they got? Everyone's so low in that fight. Sorsa choked a little bit on that kill with Bird. He pretty much had him dead to rights. Makiii to be combined. Like I said, I don't know that I like the Wrecker pickup so much so against Thiel because he's not a big shielder guy. He's more just going to stay in your face. I would have liked to see a cauterize. That healing was coming in big for Burrito.
That's right. So Frog Isle will be their chance at redemption. This is a best of 5 from what I understand, which will mean that this could be another game where, Burrito can assert their dominance, or MooseSports can come back and tie this thing up. Either way, this won't be the end of the set, which I think can give MooseSports a bit of have them relax, take a deep breath, get a new strategy together when it's not just all on the line here to advance.
Yep, so we're going to head into the champion draft here, see what switch-ups can be made, what can save MooseSports here. First pick this time. If they got the Evie in, if they're feeling good about it, you got to take that away from Burrito. Laizy's too good on. It's too good of a pick that is too flexible on Burrito. This could go to anyone.
And Sorsa's really good at Evie as well. So you see that. I think Burrito now could potentially grab the Drogos here, and this is where this should become a meme if Burrito pulls Drogos out, because Bird was one of the, he was a little upset about the Drogos change. Not too much, but I mean, he was definitely not happy about it, but Drogos has seen to be so effective, and it's interesting to see if this top-level tier team in Paladins still goes for him as their blaster support, given no Evie on the table.
Roxas Fernando picked up in response. Makiii and Cassie will be the answer for MooseSports. I feel like Burrito aren't really super, we need Cassie. I just in the past casting them as well. They work so well around, and that's such a power pick for so many teams. Interesting to see it let slide. Maldama going to be taken alongside Fernando. This can be pretty terrifying if Thiel's on that Fernando once again. Maldama, if he's running possession, giving him that movement speed, Thiel is going to be terrifying in the back line, ripping everyone apart. But it looks like MooseSports don't want to run this time. They want to hunker down on the point, picking up the deployable Nightmare.
It, dude. Drogos is dead, bro.
To the Drogos.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the right call there. The Fire Spit build still very, very viable.
He's dead, Nick. Leave.
All right.
It's over.
Drogos is dead, but no, I can cast him out here.
Okay, we can too. We're not going to do that to you.
The Fire Spit build, still very strong. It's going to be what they're going to be using here to break up this deployable from the Ying, from Barrack. This very strong point presence that MooseSports will have. Second will be on the Ying. Makii's going to take up arms as the Dwarf, making a big switch there from damage to front line. Waters on Cassie, WesTo on Makiii, sorsa on Evie.
And Bird himself is going to be on that Drogos. Laizy will be on the Androxus. spunkki, as anticipated, playing that support role, is going to be on the Maldamba. We'll see if he goes for the reload spam. We could take a look at his deck in just a second and see if he's got that card there. It would be called, I believe, Poison.
He's got possession.
He's got possession, so he's not going for the reload. Yeah, he's not going for the reload, Bill.
I wouldn't either. So
Very interesting.
Yeah, what he's got is possession, which is going to give his Mending Spirits target 28% movement speed, as well as 2 seconds off of the cooldown of Mending Spirits should he miss. And I wouldn't expect him to miss a lot, but it can be pretty impactful to keep that up. And they're going to come out with a statement play. They're following up on the hook, taking spunkki out of the fight immediately.
Is Makiii on Barrack after all of this Drogos? He's going to go and play tank for this team. That is a flex if I've ever seen one. And Barrack, that stay-at-home dad, getting the first kill. Very impressive by MooseSports, who are 45% in the lead right now. SunCommander trying to get the damage back on for his team. Bird gets a double kill onto Drogos. Laizy gets a kill onto WesTo. And finally, Burrito have reasserted dominance, but not before Makiii can get first blood on the Barrack.
Yeah, good follow-up with the Makiii hook. And that's the cooldown that MooseSports is going to have to lean on if they want to have a chance against Burrito. This zone is incredibly aggressive, and this is what Burrito is known for. They will hold you in your spawn. They will hold your throat under their foot for as long as they possibly can. The objective is going to be captured already. spunkki going to be leading the charge up there on the payload. Maldamba's such a good pick for this team in this situation because he can still provide that support from so far away. Great
snipe, and just as he hits that last confirm, going into Q is going to give you that last 700 damage you need to finish off a lot of targets. That quick trigger instinct to be able to hit that shot and then recognize it immediately, go into Q, press Q again if you're in trouble, press the F to withdraw. These are really good things that make a mechanical Shaolin player. SunCommander seems to have been putting work on this new champion. Haze is available. He might want to use it, or he may accept that he's going to get the pressure help from his teammate. Bird goes in with the Dragon Punch and slays WesTo. SunCommander stays alive, gets another kill, goes on an 8 streak, and with Wrecker burns down the stay-at-home dad's RV. No more shielding there, and all of a sudden Barrack is dead thanks to Laizy's pressure as well. So the Androxus man, the Kinessa man, the Evie man, he's able to find it no matter what you put him on. Great shell shield by WesTo to save 2 of his teammates there. Incredible play by the tank, but it is to no avail as the push is successful with Laizy, Bird, and SunCommander cleaning up leftovers.
So it appears Burrito has not been apathetic or content in their absence. They've kept their pedal to the metal here. These guys are they're taking this seriously. This is good practice for HRX. Laizy leading the charge on his Androxus, 24K. Every damage dealer from Burrito is very close, within 2,000 there. Bird.
It's the net worth.
Bird 22K, Shaolin 23K, healing very much in favor of Burrito. spunkki leading the charge by about 12,000. Well, damage shielding. Net worth obviously going to go to those damage dealers, but doing a good amount of healing is spunkki. He's able to keep up, as well as he's on the point. He's the point man. He's getting 4 credits a second for the capture rate, and then 2 credits a second once the payload spawns, and he's rolling out with it.
And that's just going to give them a huge card advantage here, an item advantage, excuse me. Look at Laizy using those nether steps. He's going to get back into a great spot. The shell shield will save a few of his teammates and buy some time. WesTo doing a great job reacting to the threats, but he is getting taken down and handled. Dragon handled here by Bird, and all of a sudden, there it is, more damage to boot, and there's just nothing it seems like MooseSports can do. They get this initial onslaught, Nick. They work on the point. They do well. Barrack gets set up, but then Burrito get the win, and they move past it to secure this zone better than anybody we've seen.
The zone is very real. They're hanging out in the gourd. Laizy going to be healed back up. Thiel is the furthest out right now, getting so much support pressure from his team. Fireballs coming out, Dragon Punch, all of this aggressive zoning.
Oh,
this is you know, this is Burrito, guys.
This is Burrito, and it seemed almost a fateful kind of end to a sentence, into a game, into a set. Not yet, though, because even if they push this, MooseSports will have a chance to get a different strategy, but it seems like despite taking away the picks, they have not been able to handle things. But Laizy answers with a fantastic accursed arm, and sorsa pops him right back with the ice staff and gets him one kill on the board, allowing him and his team a bit of respite as 1 minute and 55 seconds still on the clock for Burrito to continue this push.
Yeah, I'm going to be rolling along with the payload. Bird coming in. Freshly respawned with spunkki holding down the push all the while. Sorsa's trying to get in on spunkki now. Pressure out the healer. It's a good adjustment. They got to do something. This is clearly not working for MooseSports. They have to make a move here. They have to commit somewhere else on the map. Running into Thiel is not going to be the way that you find any success.
What is this movement by Laizy right now? This guy is using robot arms here. But let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen this man perform. I have seen him live in Sweden. It is nothing like you have ever seen. The way he moves, his hands is so ridiculous. And you can see it right there. This is just a mechanically gifted team. Burrito are at another level than their competition, and they are looking like a team to beat here, not only in this classic, but in HRX coming up in January.
Yep, definitely one of the favorites. Headed into that 16-1 on the slash line for Thiel. Great objective time from spunkki, 188. I mean, not much needs to be read into here. Just a dominating performance from one of the absolute juggernaut teams out of Europe.
I guess what could be read into this is the fact that no matter what they've done, they haven't been able to poke a dent into Burrito's strategy. Despite picking different champions, taking different routes, taking the Evie away, it seems like the God pool is just so deep. The drafting is just so perfect.
We talked about that a lot because we've been casting a lot of the amateur scene and how they take picks away from each other. Where if you're them right now, you just have to focus on what works for us. We can't take enough away from Burrito to take the wind out of their sails. We got to get all of our guys on their best characters, give them the best chance to succeed. And they're going to see if they can get it done on Fish Market, potentially the last game of the set, as Burrito is up now 2-0 over MooseSports, 4-0s on both of the maps, looking to keep that going.
Not won a single round. Won and pushed to completion by Burrito every single game against MooseSports, who were looking dominant and fantastic earlier on. So just to give you a hint at what quality this team has when they're playing as we head into the champion draft, this is MooseSports' last chance to even things up.
We're going to have first pick as well. I mean, the Evie, I didn't hate the Evie first pick whatsoever. It's a great pick on Sorsa. It's a great pick to take away from Burrito, as they have two guys that play it at a world-class level. Burrito hovering on their picks now. Could go back to the Fernando. I mean, the Androxus they picked up very early as well. Very well for them. Laizy led the damage charts with that pick. Gonna go for the Cassie this time.
Yeah, and Cassie is a really solid pick. You cannot doubt her and her consistent damage. And she's just one of those I think Cassie and Androxus, they go well together. Both have the potential to carry your team if they're played by excellent players and do what they need to do. And that is exactly what Burrito has drafted them for. It just gives them so many options.
Definitely here. Going to circumvent the front liner for now, though. MooseSports grabbing the Fernando. I like to see this. They had Makiii in the previous two. Thiel was an absolute terror on that. They're going to grab both of them this time.
Wow, that's an impressive kind of distinction.
Hey,
I don't mind
change
this.
It up. Try it.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not?
I don't mind this because now MooseSports are throwing a wrench into probably Burrito's anticipated strategy. They're going to force Burrito a little bit to draft differently, take a secondary tank, 5 damage, something that I don't think Burrito likes to do. But I think they will maybe take their tank last to see whether Barrack or Ruckus is going to do better in this scenario against what MooseSports has drafted.
Shaolin going to be taken. I love all these picks from MooseSports. Get Fernando away from Thiel. Get Shaolin away from SunCommander. Force them to do something else. They have more picks in the pool, but you got to keep switching it up. You got to just see what works best. I mean, if you're getting stomped on one thing, there's no reason at all to run it back. MooseSports doing a good job keeping their heads up.
So they did,
smart
Nick.
Picks.
They went all damage. Except the healer. Okay, so they've got the support. They've got a flank.
The highest DPS
But really,
support.
That's right. Highest
DPS
support. That's right. Okay, they might be able to get that one. So Maldamba, let's see exactly what they go for. I'm interested to see if he will continue with this same deck or if he'll go for more of the reload speed now, if he's going to play in your face, considering he doesn't have that huge tank to be supporting.
All right, so Burrito finally, game number 3, potentially game series ending. Laizy is going to be on Cassie, Bird on Drogo, spunkki on Maldamba, not going for the Noodle Chef style build. SunCommander going to be on Androxus, and Thiel will be on Victor.
And on the side of MooseSports, their last potential chance, Makiii will now play on the Fernando, switching it up again 3 times in a row. Sorsa will be on the Evie. WesTo will be on the Makiii. Second will be on the Ying, and Waters on his very, very good Shaolin.
Definitely here. See if they're able to find the answer now. Heading out, Bird going for that more hover style build on Drogos. The interesting question here is Thiel on Victor, making the switch from Fernando in the previous 2 sets to now this Victor. Very damage-oriented champion. First blood goes to none other than Laizy.
Oh my god, and Bird already doing a ton of damage here as well, and he is going to be trying to find any target that he can in these skies, and he's getting behind Fernando, looking to get a little bit of splash damage, and it works out. Him, Laizy, and SunCommander pick up the kills, and 3% for MooseSports with 27% now on the board for Burrito in this first objective, and things are going just as they seem to have always been in this matchup.
The problem here for MooseSports is they're going to get these frontliners and this, this Ying on to the point, but Burrito can operate from so far away. Cassie has no follow. Victor has very good range, and Droxus has decent range and ability to get in and out of fights. Maldamba has no follow-up. They can operate from any range and just pressure all this out.
Oh,
That's
Laizy.
not stopping Laizy.
Look at this, man. He's 2v1ing right now. Is Laizy going to 2v1? Well, he gets some help from spunkki. A very nice play coming in to support his damaged champion, Cassie. And despite this, he knows where she's going. He's read that book before. He's done it himself. And he's going to spot out Sorsa's wormhole blink back to her original location. And that reveal is going to offer so much. Again, a great shield by WesTo. I'm loving his Makiii plays in a support role for his team. But it's not going to do anything in terms of getting what needs to get done. That means 1-0 to Burrito again. 2 minutes to push this payload, Nick, and they're looking at defeat right in the eyes.
You mentioned reading the wormhole back from Burrito. Laizy doing that on his guys. I think that's something that Burrito in particular does better than any other team that I have seen, is just waiting for the Evie to inevitably come back and get that free shot on her after she blinks back through the wormhole. They do that so well. Bird did it incredibly well in the 1v1 tournament sponsored by Paladins World. And they are just showing absolute mastery on all of these characters.
And up in the air goes the Androxus. SunCommander on his probably favorite champion, you would say. That is Androxus, and he's trying to spot out one of the Evies. A headshot and a body shot's gonna clean things up onto the Makiii. And the Evie, see ya later, says Laizy, and that's the objective captured, the payload pushed, and a 2-0 lead for Burrito.
Yep, so just more defense cards coming out right now. Spunkki's got Chronos, Thiel's got the Cauterize online. I like that you mentioned what you saw in Sweden when you were watching Laizy play. You can almost see just like the frantic movement of his cursor, how fast he's flicking around. But then, we were watching SunCommander. See, all the twitching is did a line of Adderall before playing this game. But
oh boy!
If you watch SunCommander, he's quite the opposite. He's very smooth, and fluid. He's just always perfectly. He doesn't seem like much of a thick player. SunCommander is just tracking his opponents perfectly, like poetry, through the air on this Androxus, always having that cursor at the ready to land a shot.
The beautiful motion of SunCommander combined and used together with the eccentric yet effective kind of adjustments that Laizy makes at a finite and such a tight way. And Drogos here with just the hammer to the face there with the Dragon Punch. It's about as oblique as you can get, but it does the job nonetheless. And if we're talking geometry here, he seems to be controlling every single angle with this Drogos. A nice hook and a nice perspective there is going to throw Drogos into a bad spot. But who's even worse is WesTo, who gets shut down potentially on the point by Bird. And there it is. The Dragon gets his revenge. And so often we see this battle between Makiii and Drogos, Nick, but Bird has kept himself in the winning edge of that consistently. And Laizy coming through, doing nothing but anything except taking down flankers, and Waters goes down as a result.
Some of these less known sight lines here on the dock side of Timberville. You're able to shoot through here, get some pressure, keep it on 19% to 99. Burrito will capture once again. Just over 5 minutes for this second round capture. They're looking to make this conversion a reality.
I wish Bird would have just shot back where he was wormholing. I know he wanted to chase the Eevee, but it's just very little chance that she's actually gonna stay where she blinks at this stage of the game with this type of build. Waters, though, gets a little bit of redemption, finding the impale and doing some damage. A nice barrage onto the face, and spunkki hits him with the wet noodle. It says, get out of here, boy. Stay right under that barrage. And that barrage is incoming. An OB40, if you know what I'm talking about there. Tell me if you got that pun. Let's move it forward as, of course, Drogos is looking to boost his way and his team to victory as a minute and 30 seconds almost on the clock left for MooseSports to try and defend this onslaught of damage.
Cursed Arm coming through from SunCommander. Here comes the Dragon Punch as well. One of the hallmarks of just a high-level Drogos player is Bird's ability to almost float around, drifting in any direction with the Bird. Get a beautiful read there, but he lands his Fire Spit no matter where. He could Fire Spit from the ground, thrust up in the air, and still have the angle to be able to land that. Like for me, and like us, you know, the mortal Drogos players, we have to basically Fire Spit and stand still and time the shot, whereas Bird can be flying in any direction and can still land it. So just these guys, the mechanical prowess and mastery of all the champions in Paladins is why they are at the top of the scene.
And it doesn't seem like they will be dethroned anytime soon. WesTo and the boys of MooseSports put up a valiant effort, but with 55 seconds remaining, it doesn't look like they'll be able to withstand all of this damage. And that's right, Burrito, they took 4 damage dealers, essentially 1 flank, 3 damage, and 1 support, and are battling against 2 tanks, shifting the meta, doing whatever they want to do here against players, opponents who don't seem to be able to outclass them. And with 33 seconds left, MooseSports have tried to deny that application for this visa of ending this game and sending them to the finals, but it is unfortunately not enough to really wipe this team and stop them from continuing to harbor all this damage at them.
Mind-reading projectile master right now. Bird just getting all of the reads on his enemy's movements, landing so many rockets. None of us would have a Prey or SunCommander on the side, finding 2, almost 3 with the Accursed Arm. The Fernando Immortal is going to come out trying to keep their hopes alive. Barrage is online. That damage is going to circumvent the Fernando shield, but he's able to survive through it for now.
And that is for now, because overtime is ticking. This is MooseSports' last chance. If they want an opportunity to keep themselves alive, it's 3-0, and they need to defend here. The Dragon's Fury comes through. It's gonna slay WesTo. The Dragon is not dead, and neither is the Serpent. They go down in flames, and MooseSports will find themselves safe with the semifinals, and Burrito will move forward into the end game, the end set of today's Evie's Winter Classic in Europe, making a huge statement, winning every game and every round.
Every point, not dropping 1 there, so still looking invincible is Burrito. Bird leading the charge in this game with 1,334 credits, 24 and 1 slash line, 68,000 player damage there, able to just chew through those tanks. Running that very booster-heavy build, he was just saying in the air, keeping that air superiority over the boys of MooseSports. But a great showing. Thank you guys, everyone on MooseSports, for coming out, for fighting through all 3 weeks of that open bracket. Superb showing. They made it this far, all the way to the semifinals.
And you cannot get upset about yourself as we take a look at the brackets here. You just faced one of the potentially best teams in the world right now, and you have just come through the Challenger circuit, made an extensive and incredible effort to be here in today, won so many games, so many sets. Burrito, I mean, it's hard to go against a juggernaut who's had years, almost a year of practice ahead of you, and it feels that you know, now MooseSports can keep their heads high and go home
definitely.
with a lot of pride.
I like all the adjustments they made in the draft. They did great things. They didn't hang their heads. They didn't give up. They kept leaving the spawn. They kept trying to find a way. They kept fighting. It's a very valiant effort from one of our Challenger circuit teams.
And again, just looking at the stats, one more reminder of how dominant this play was by Burrito. And as we start to close things out in this set, going into the finals will be not the next game. No, we've got another semis. We're going to go down the bracket here. We're going to hop on down, and we're going to find ourselves, and then we're going to find ourselves over with D69 facing off against a team has no name. But before we get there, free 99 could be yours today. So many things we're giving away. That's in the giveaway in Twitch. Exclamation point giveaway. We'll bring up the link once, and a moderator could even post that link for you. You can enter it there on Gleam, and of course in YouTube. Take that link out of the description, put it in your browser, and enter there. And link your Twitch account, your Hi-Rez account. I'm going to keep saying it till you all do it. And of course, remember to keep it locked here on twitch.tv/PaladinsGame. We'll see you guys for semifinal number 2 right after this.